Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome to VoiceIt podcast. Pod. Yeah, we need the little button. You remember when you poured the drink in there? There we go. How y'all feeling tonight?
Feeling real good.
Everything good. Everything good.
Had a good week. We had a little break from doing episodes. Everybody been good since then. Any new updates in life?
Burnt out on cookout.
I forgot about that.
That shit did happen since we filmed last. Oh my God.
Shout out to the black man that put a ring on Boday's finger, my brother
Big
Jackson.
Jack.
Congratulations to y'all. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's super lit, man.
Jax did his big one with that proposal too. It was
really
really
did.
nice. Shout out to you, Jax.
Would you like to tell him where he took you for Mother's Day?
So Mother's Day, we went to Costa Rica. That was beautiful.
She had a really nice
The engagement
trip.
was beautiful too, though. Not what I expected, but it was definitely me.
When you say not what you expected, what you mean?
I wanted something like private, like us two, so I can come back and gag my girls, like that whole thing. But I am like
We gagged you.
I was about to say, I think
they gagged me, and it was like family from out of town, from everywhere, and my closest people and friends, and that's like that warms me up. Like I love my people.
I think the way that it happened, you probably wouldn't have had it no other way.
Yeah, like absolutely, like that whole vision fairy tale that you have.
Good job, black
it's
man.
like, throw it out the window, because when you're in the moment, it's still beautiful. So yeah.
That's what's up. Anybody else got any updates on life since the last time we recorded? Kira has a new update. No. What y'all be saying? Clocket.
Kiara is going back to school though.
Oh, really?
I'm back to school in the fall.
What's that for?
Mental health counseling.
Oh, that's what's up. What school you going to?
A&T. I'm gonna be
Aggie
at
Pride.
Ain't none of y'all going
Oh, that's lit.
Clock that.
Clock that T. Educated T.
Yeah, we love that. We love that.
Man,
Well, we
it's on
definitely
the way.
appreciate y'all tuning in to this episode of Voice It. We have a couple of different topics that we're going to talk about. A lot has been happening around the world, and we're going to, just touch on a few of those things. Asia, would you like to take over?
We're gonna spill a lot of tea today because it's been so much.
Put her right
It
on
has
the
been
spot.
so much. They want to sip tea so bad. So we have quite a few things to talk about. But let's go ahead and get into this Diddy trial. Like, let's go ahead and pinpoint some things and what's going on. I know that they're trying to get him for a RICO case, but they don't have any evidence to get him for a RICO case, as far as I'm concerned and as far as everyone else is concerned, because they're really trying their best to pin him down. But they
That's
can't
included with the sex trafficking?
But the thing is
Yeah.
that they can't find the evidence. Like, they can't find the proof. So like everything is kind of alleged right now. Like everything is coming from like his assistants, his bodyguards, all the people, like as far as like who was in Danny D. Kane, who was in Day 26, like all of those are coming from different sources, but there's no evidence. Like the video where he was beating up Cassie, like that's evidence as far as like abuse.
Well,
and
we
stuff
don't
like that.
know what the evidence is yet. Like it hasn't been revealed
Right.
to the public, I guess, or in court yet. That really solidifies
Yeah.
what goes.
Question, when people are testifying, what is that? That's just them talking, that's not considered evidence?
Well, no, it's both to a
witnesses.
degree, and it's witnesses.
yeah, but I'm saying, do they consider that evidence or no?
But it's based off the jury.
It's admissible.
Yeah, because if the jury can say like, well, we believe them, so yes, he's
true.
in trouble or whatever, or he's innocent. It's one of those things.
He say,
where it's
she
like-
say.
It's a he say, she say thing, and that's usually how most cases go. As far as the jury is so, that's why they have such a hard time like figuring out what the jury is, because that determines somebody's like yes or no.
So
Like,
when
if they're
somebody's
gonna-
testifying, you should take it as, or almost take it as truth, because you're sworn in. So you would
Yeah.
assume that it's the truth. But
Right.
when pressure gets on people,
I
different
feel like I
stories.
saw something online that said his attorney was trying to get like a mistrial or something like that.
Yes.
So the latest today that took place today, that came out that they were trying to do a mistrial, but I don't think it's really nothing to do a mistrial about right now. I think they're just kind of grasping.
But the judge
I've-
denied it. if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Yeah,
I did see when they was talking about Kid Cudi, they was trying to say like, where's the actual evidence that he did it?
Yeah,
So-
they was hoping Cassie went into labor so they can do a mistrial. I think they're grasping at the littlest things to do a mistrial.
Didn't she go into labor?
She it was like
yes,
today she
yes,
had
she
her
had the
third
baby.
baby today.
I missed
And
a lot.
another new update. It's like consistently something else
every
like,
day.
every
Something-
single day.
How
I
do
mean, but
y'all-
that's what happens when there's new witnesses and stuff on.
How do y'all feel like her husband is holding up? Because I saw a
think
post.
he's
It
all
was
right.
like, it's so great to see a man sitting there loving her, but hyping him up, which they should. But at the same time, like he's still human. You don't know how he really feel. Like
I think
behind
he
closed
knew
doors.
a lot
You
about
think he knew
this.
everything?
Maybe not
No.
everything.
I was
about to say
but
that.
I don't think. I think he was prepared to go in and not know everything.
I don't. I think he knew everything, and I'm gonna say this because
did know
he was hired by Diddy, like so. So to be hired by Diddy and be her personal trainer. Think about how many alone times that they have where she can confide in him based off what happened. That's why I think he knows way more than what we think he does. So I do think he knows. He might not know 100% of everything.
Yeah.
She might not.
What
want to
about like
share
her
everything.
side though? Like I'm sure that she said, what he did to her or like the situations.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sure he was
I'm-
aware a lot, but I'm saying like the things that came out like are coming out even about her, where it makes her look kind of like.
Like what? Give an
Yeah.
example.
But I think he kind
Like-
of is still on her.
Because Kid
on her
Cudi
side.
said himself, I mean, yes, that's his wife. He's standing behind his wife, which I think is amazing. He should. I'm sure they spoke about certain things that probably could come out in court. So I'm pretty sure most of it he knew. But I'm sure there were some like shocking things or some things that made have like, hit him in the gut. But one thing I saw was Kid Cudi said that she played both her and him and Diddy. Like this, not just a Diddy was crazy whatever. Like she played them both.
Well, I consider Cassie innocent, but I also know that
Well, she's not on trial, so.
But she's.
Yeah.
I mean, I just know that as far as like, I know that based off the evidence, well, not evidence, but based off the conversations that they had back like not so long ago, where she kind of came in where he knew, like everyone knew that him and Kim Porter were still kind of on and off or whatever, but she felt like she was the new one in town and kind of stepped into that role and was okay with stepping into that role and just kind of taking over that. And at that point, like, of course, I don't think she knew exactly what she was going to go into, but I know that she was like willing to kind of take on that position as far as like being his woman and like being in the limelight with him. So I'm not saying that like she's not innocent. I definitely think that she's innocent, but I
She's
will
naive is what
a
you're
little
saying?
bit naive, yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, any girl, you don't
And
have
she
the
was,
same
what,
brain at
19?
19 that you
Yeah.
have now. Like life experiences teaches you, so I definitely think she thought shit was sweet and she saw opportunities and money and glam and all of these things
And under the influence.
not caring
for
about
sure.
the effect it would have on his women in his life, baby mothers, kids, whatever came into the picture. And yeah, now I'm the girl, I'm the one. But you see what that got you too.
For sure.
I don't feel bad for nobody really in the situation. Like, I just think it kind of is like cause and effect.
I
And
just
is
feel
what
bad
it
for
is.
his kids, like the
Yeah,
twins,
maybe the children.
boys.
The kids.
The innocent bystanders that were around that are getting hit
No,
with
you knew what you were
strays.
doing.
Yeah. Like if Cassie would have never came out with the lawsuit, like how long this could have kept going.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she
Yeah.
started it
I feel
all.
like there's
And
gonna be a
still will if
stain.
he's not found guilty.
There's gonna be a stain that stay with his kids forever.
Forever.
Because
Ugh.
I heard a conversation about that. Like, you seen before all the stuff hit the fan, how much his kids were involved in his life. People were saying like,
Yeah.
how much did they know about? How much?
Right.
How much were they comfortable
Oh, them
with?
boys
The
are
son-
Yeah,
nice.
like
Well,
the
no.
son you have. You think about the relationship you have with your
know
dad, kid. I'm not saying that anything that they were doing was right.
Yeah.
But his kids are in the industry too, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
chances are he didn't
was at
shun.
them parties telling
Yeah.
me, get my son all right. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I think the coming of age of like Christian and what's the
King
Yeah,
and then
King. Justin and Christian.
Yeah.
I think they definitely were privy to, but definitely much
they knew
more than the girls were.
And then that clip where I think he was on the phone with King and he was talking in code, like, don't forget to take out the boxes or some bullshit. I was like,
Oh, yeah, that's when it
what you
first
talking about?
started.
I was like, look at you trying to be all secretive, nigga. We
Them niggas knew their daddy was a freak.
Okay, he knew. So they
Knew
knew
what the
something.
They'll take this
going
baby
on?
out, this oil out.
Okay. All right. Well, enough of Diddy. I'm sure we'll. Get back
It won't
on to-
ever be enough.
It won't be enough
More
for
will
sure.
unfold,
But
for
I'm
sure.
sure we will have to get back on his
Okay, so
topic.
to sum that up though, congratulations to Cassie for the baby.
Congrats.
Congrats.
And then
We're
what
sending
else?
congrats for that.
And dot.
I just
To be continued.
I hope that
Well, it's a chapter closed for her.
For
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
I hope that everybody that's involved can not necessarily move on, but come to peace with everything that they've had to deal with behind this.
Yeah.
Because it's probably been a lot of build up between everybody and their emotions and all that. So the fact that they finally get to speak, get it off their heart and everything, like I just hope everybody is at peace after.
Do you
all
think
this.
he's guilty for the actual charges that they're accusing him of? The whole sexual trafficking RICO.
I don't think that he was sex trafficking. I just think that adults were into adult things, and some of it may have been what she wanted to do, and some of it may not have been. But I feel like the way that they're trying to present it, with the fact of him flying people out and stuff like that, like they're trying to make it look like sex trafficking. But I don't think he was considering it sex
If
trafficking.
you're flying people out for sex, how are they making it look?
Because I feel like his life is on the road.
I mean, yeah.
So it's just like, again, I don't think he was looking at it as sex trafficking. I think it's just like, bro, I have the leisure to get my pleasure how I want it.
And you have the funds.
Yeah,
And
so
some
it's-
people may not want to give you
Right,
the pleasure
it's 'cause
you
it's-
seek, but you pay for it. And
it's
you
just
put them
like
under the
flying-
influence and you traffic them.
It's just like flying
So
girls
yes,
out.
I was gonna say think about the NBA players,
Yeah,
the
it's just
NFL
like flying
players,
girls
God,
out.
yes.
and the women are.
Yeah, that's literally the same thing.
They're saying, "Oh, you're not gonna fly me out. You're not gonna fly me out." Yes,
not
it
the
doesn't
same
have
as
the
trafficking.
it doesn't have the same intent
What
to
I'm
say
saying is-
I'm flying to have sex with you, but
Yeah.
current events, we understand some of the dynamics of people in the industry, sports industry, and the rap industry. It underlying is there,
Right.
So that could easily
But let's
fall.
not say that that's sex trafficking because it's not.
By definition, it could probably fall under some.
Right, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
by
saying.
definition.
Like, it's similar. It's similar acts. It's just because of the things that's added on to Diddy, it's just like, oh, you're a bad guy, which he is wrong for a lot of things he
Because
did.
he's using his power and influence. So it's like, it's cool if you're like, I'm fine with you flying me out and we have an adult time and whatever the case may be. But then when you use your power and influence to say, oh, I'm going to pay you a certain amount of money to do X, Y, and Z.
But that's still
Ain't that what the
that's
dudes
still,
do with the
that's still
girls?
trafficking with the.
That's the same thing the
I'm
dudes
an
do with the
NFL.
girls.
I'm an NFL player. I make $20 million.
Well, we know
I'm
everybody
influenced.
does it that has that power and influence,
The
right?
only
only
should be a lot
difference
of
is
sex
because
trafficking
we talking
cases
about
coming
the
out.
drugs and stuff. Like, that's the only
Correct.
difference.
That's a big difference.
Yeah,
because
but-
if I voluntarily say, "Oh, fly me out, you're an NFL player," and we we make the decision to do what we do, I'm not under the influence. You're not drugging me to convince me
He
to
didn't
have
drug
this.
them to come out there.
So
But-
is that where you're saying you feel like he's innocent and not drug you
It's
to
not
come
that I
out
think
there,
that
but
he's-
we're on drugs in this moment while you're here. We're on this freak party, whatever. You're
Man,
high
them
as fuck.
girls
I'm
be
giving
on
you
that.
cocaine.
Did y'all
I'm
not see
giving
that
you
video
this.
Stephon did?
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
We're on
But
Diddy.
I asked this, I'm glad, the reason I asked this is because Diddy's jury is made up of mostly males. And this is why I think he's going to get off. Because
because they
that's
think
the
like
male
them.
perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you made a point. You made a point, and I only rebuttal it because you emphasized on the drugs. If the drugs weren't in play, you're saying everyone's doing the same thing. But since there's drugs in play, you magnify his situation because.
No, I said drugs and money.
Okay,
Because
so
some people, when you offer me an amount of money that could change my life or change my position or change something, I may not want to do it, but you kind of have power over me in this situation, and I'm going to take the money because you know what situation
Or I
I'm in.
might
Look,
fly out
look.
to have sex with you because you said you're going to give me 10 grand.
yeah, because
whatever.
little
But
baby and them say I'm
I didn't
gonna
know when
let
I
her start
got
a nail
I didn't know
salon
when
and
I
do all
got
this.
here that you were going to give
gonna
me
be
pink
you and
cocaine.
you, right.
And I didn't know that you were going to give me laced baby oil.
Right.
And I
And
didn't
other
know,
people
like,
in the
I didn't
room.
They said the baby
Bring
oil wasn't
people in the
laced. They
room,
said the
and
baby
then
oil
when I'm
wasn't
high
laced.
as fuck, it's 10
Okay.
people fucking me.
Okay,
like,
so
no,
look,
it's-
so think about the term of the charges. Sex trafficking, it seems like everyone in the industry and in the sports world is sex trafficking by definition. What he's going for with the baby oil, drugs, like that is more so sexual assault, sexual abuse, which I'm saying he's not on trial for that. If he was on trial for that, or if there was a civil case there, he's dead wrong. And I think everyone acknowledges that.
And we're not excusing anything.
Yeah,
he
he's
did.
a-
he's dead
Let's
wrong.
get that out there.
I get what you're saying.
He's
are
dead
not
wrong.
Devil's advocate.
We are not saying that Diddy is okay with what he did. We're just talking about the actual sex trafficking charge, like how they look at it as sex trafficking.
All right, guys, because we have daughters, so we just want to make it clear.
We are.
Make it clear where you stand.
Yeah.
It can't be them.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, I had to get the male perspective.
Speaking of criminals, we're gonna go ahead and get into this Tory Lanez thing real quick. Nothing too crazy, but
footage.
we do. Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
Sorry,
So
you
if
had
y'all did
yelling?
not know, if you didn't know before that Tory Lanez is in jail and he got stabbed several hundred times.
14.
Praying for him and his recovery.
Absolutely, we're not laughing at that. But the person that did the stabbing, he said that he did it off of self-defense. So how do we feel about that? We've seen the video. Did we all see the video?
Yes. Have you?
It was
I feel like it was a hit.
Yes.
It was definitely a hit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the way that happened,
Yeah.
the way he was on top of him, the way
Yeah.
he was going in on his body, there was.
And I didn't think it at first. Like when it first came out and people were saying that is a hit, I thought, yeah, everybody's gonna say that. But after seeing the video and there's no guards coming to help,
Yeah,
no nothing,
it's-
and he wasn't bothering nobody. He was just
The thing that threw me off was that made me question, and you think about everything you see on the internet, you almost can't believe and stuff
Right.
because they reported like, oh, he's in critical condition, all
Yeah.
broken luck.
Yeah.
He walked off. Like, I know adrenaline was probably gone, but did you
That's
see
really
the
what it was.
The picture after? It's just like, it's a
Yeah,
lot.
it was.
I
Definitely
think
the
I think
adrenaline.
honestly what it is, we have just become desensitized to life.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything now is a moment, no matter if it's a happy thing or tragic. Like anything that happens is literally a moment and we're just on to the next.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just like I said, praying for his recovery for real.
I think it's fucked up. Like outside of all the other shit, it's clearly
Like, this man really
evident
fell off his
that
life.
it's something else going on to me behind the scenes when it comes to Tory Lanez in this
Yeah.
whole situation.
Like what you think?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even want to get into like all the conspiracies because I really just genuinely don't know. But it's just like it's just too much gray area in everything. And I mean, I know like when you look at the evidence that was presented, but I'm talking about like the evidence that wasn't presented that could have changed, you know, his the jury's decision or whatever. Like, so it's just I don't know. It's just
then
and
for
then
something-
for that to happen, it's
Yeah,
just like
that's
I mean, I
like
don't
that.
blame nobody else, but like.
It's like
The
why
internet want to
that-
blame Meg and
Yeah.
all of that. Like she didn't stab him, but
why go that far for something like this? Like that's just kind of crazy. Like
Yeah.
if somebody put out a hit, it's like, dang, what was that deep that y'all had to put out a hit to try to take him out?
Yeah, I don't think nothing was that deep though. That's the thing. Like even when we had a conversation not too long ago when we were talking about the evidence and how we were saying like Kelsey had more gunpowder on her hands and stuff like that. So how did it already get traced to Tory Lanez? It's almost like something seems set up almost.
well, they didn't admit that part
They didn't,
in the
exactly.
case because he's the one on trial, so she's
Right.
not.
Right,
and
and
then
that's the part.
she's
I don't like how she got immunity.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
she's immune.
and it's like, how did you get immunity?
I think that's crazy.
Like the questions that need answers.
Yeah.
'Cause
it's just
that's
a lot of questions that need answers, and they was fighting, and they was like, so it's that part. And then I mean, honestly, the girls are gonna kill me, but it's just like what sounds more believable at the same time too. You found out your friend fucking the nigga that you're fucking, and y'all drunk and whatever the case may be. It sounds like you might like lose your cool to the
That's-
point where
that
you're
definitely
willing
sounds
to.
about right.
Why would he?
Why
shoot
would
you?
he do it? And I'm not
Exactly.
saying he didn't do it,
Yeah.
because the evidence is evidence that
No,
does
we
point to
get
that.
you. We're here with
but
you.
it's just like
It's not even about
it's
being a
too
girl's
much
girl.
gray for him to be
Right.
doing 10 years and getting stabbed the fuck up in jail. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And could the stabbing be unrelated? It could be. He's
It
been
could
in jail
be.
for some time. now.
Exactly. I
Shit
feel like he
happen
probably
every
had
day.
some beef
2
with some
years, 3
gangs.
years?
That's
He
true
said he
too.
helping the niggas
That's
out
true,
in
too.
prison.
Yeah.
The black folk.
Shit
That's true
happen
too.
every day when you locked up.
Right.
But prayers for Tory,
Absolutely.
because that's
We pray for a
insane.
good
You almost lost your life.
recovery.
Yeah.
We want him to get out because the music is okay.
We
And
need
the
the lungs
other rapper
working.
who got shot up almost lost his life.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, Skilla Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely got shot up, but then he made it to the stage,
Glad he's
all
okay.
bandaged up. So we're happy that
To the
he.
stage? What stage?
Right.
He performed.
performed.
Someone pulled him out in Detroit.
Sits.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a cast on and a swing around his neck and stuff for his arm and stuff.
They
But
said I think they said his car was hit 25 times.
That's insane.
And I don't
I don't know
Did
how
y'all
many
see
times
that
he
he
got
had like
hit.
a video praying on Instagram like
Yeah, I
a few
saw
days
that,
before,
yeah.
and all the comments was like, "God covered you
He
because you know the Lord, and
Yeah.
like you know God."
yeah, but I feel
And that
like
was just so crazy.
I just don't feel like it was for him. I feel like it was for someone else. I don't know who had an actual hit on.
Was he
Skilla,
with
like,
somebody when he got shot? Like was
nobody has said so or not, so we don't know. Yeah,
that's,
We don't
I'm glad
know
he survived it
what
though.
his life was like beforehand.
We don't.
it
So
could
is
be-
he a rapper? He's a rapper.
he a rapper.
he's like a rapper. Ish singer-ish, but more of a
What's
rapper.
one of his like popular songs?
Babe, you know you fine, don't you? Babe?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I know.
Kiara, child.
Oh, babe, you know you fine.
Gotta give her the updates. Okay, moving along.
Go on. Criminals.
If I say this a criminal, they gonna be pissed off.
It better not be
the-
Chris Brown.
That's what it sounds like.
Girl, don't come on me.
That's
Free Breezy.
I'm not gonna call Chris Brown a criminal. I'm not gonna do that. But he just got some records that's criminal like. So we won't say that he's a criminal, but we're just gonna say a little bit about Chris Brown. I honestly didn't get to catch myself up on the. Well, I know it was out of the country if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken for whatever happened.
I think
But
they said it was back in like 2023.
He hit a Ghanaian guy with a bottle or something like
Yeah,
that when
it
they was
said
out in the
something.
club.
Oh yeah, where it shattered or something. Like he threw it.
No, I just know it was like a bottle. Somebody got hit with.
Yeah, okay, I do
Assault.
remember that.
Assault.
Yeah, I remember that. So he was back in the country,
Another
and they got him
assault,
when he got
Chris
back in the
Breezy.
country.
As soon as he got there.
He always
got him as
assaulted
soon as he got
somebody
there?
alive.
Maybe not as soon, but he wasn't even there like a whole day yet.
They shouldn't. Come on now, why you go back?
Right.
Niggas be thinking they got immunity
Yeah.
in real
Well,
life.
he, got,
and
he
you don't.
had a show.
Yeah, but they
Yeah, he had a
they
shot.
got to do better with like
You didn't have
keeping
to.
up with something. I mean, they probably forgot because they do so much.
Or he probably was thinking, I'm Chris Brown, I'm good. But bro, you should
Or my team has it.
Yeah, or
too,
we
whatever.
good.
Team didn't have it.
Or you could just stop assaulting people.
I mean, but you don't know that situation. Though.
Allegedly.
Sometimes
He
niggas be
assaulted Usher.
no, but sometimes niggas just be
Allegedly.
trying. Though.
Yeah, they do,
Everything
but
is alleged.
You have security, so why don't you have your security handle?
It
certain
ain't
stuff?
it ain't always about
we
that.
know he's
Like
a little
sometimes as a
hot-tempered.
man, it's just like, bro, you're not about to keep trying me.
Okay, well then, all right, cool.
We know he associated.
Allegedly.
Alleged. We see how
that
that.
blanket on.
We see how that is for him. So if he gonna keep handling,
It is
stuff
gonna be
on his
interesting
own,
to see how that plays out.
Just don't get in no trouble in October.
Okay, that's what
Okay,
we just
because
let it out. I'm not gonna lie.
baby, we got a date.
Baby, I'm coming to see you.
Coming to
Okay.
he probably
It
gonna
doesn't
try to
matter.
push the court date back to like after his tour.
And
he
he
probably
probably
Well,
will be
they
able
already,
to.
I think they already said he can finish out the tour, but he has to have like a UK address and it has to go check. They've already finalized how he's gonna be able to finish out
Really?
everything. Yeah.
Nice. Tickets already.
Finish it.
Well, shout out to Chris Brown. But I'm just gonna touch on this part a little bit, nothing too much because I know some of the guys probably don't even know what this tea is. But if anybody watches Basketball Wives, and we have Evelyn Lozada, Miss Famous Evelyn Lozada, if anybody knows her daughter Shanice is actually
Shawnee.
Shawnee's.
um, she is the baby mother to the game, and
That's all that.
one of
One
them.
of them.
One of them. And it's a whole thing right now about Evelyn trying to call out Jennifer Williams, which is her ex-best friend. Her friend of me. They
I got a
going back and
question at
forth.
one
I
point.
love their friendship. I wish they would just get it together.
How can you love that?
I mean, I loved it back in the day.
Okay.
It was cute at a time.
At a time.
But of course, Jennifer had started dating this
Scammer.
this sketchy guy that people assume that is a scammer. And I guess he'd been in situations where he could have been called a scammer because I think he did go to jail a couple of times off of
he was
scamming charges. So everybody did not want Evelyn. I mean, not Evelyn. Nobody wanted Jennifer to date him or marry him, and she did. She went through with everything, and I'm like, Jennifer, you too old.
She just
She
green.
never picked
though.
him well, though.
She's so green.
She's too green. It's like really. I know she don't pick them well, but
never
like when
picks
you're
'em
at a
well.
certain point in life, like you just shouldn't be that green. Shouldn't be that gullible. But although she is that gullible, she already married him or whatever. So we'll see how that plays out. Right now, I guess it's going good for her. But Evelyn is trying to call her out on her felon, and then Jennifer is trying to call out her daughter
felon.
that's dealing with the felon.
Well, Jennifer started it.
Jennifer did start it.
Yeah. She always be trying to be a little shady, and her
What did she
shade
do?
doesn't equal the amount.
She had
of
already
Evelyn's.
called out Shanice.
This is like the third time she's talking about this girl's daughter.
But this is the first time she's talking about him with like the game situation. And also people are like, well, the game did date Evelyn's friend. And then they're also saying that Evelyn had sex with the game too.
See, that
Wait,
was
are
about to be my
Shawnee's and the
question.
game
That's my
together?
question.
All right, that's
Are
your
Shawnee's
question.
in the game together?
Allegedly.
now?
Allegedly.
Did the game hit Evelyn too? 'Cause
I heard that a
that.
long time ago.
All the signs are there, and Evelyn has not came out to deny it. So
I wouldn't be
and
surprised.
So it could be something that
That's a D.
I mean, okay, well, would you?
mom-
It's
the-
OD. It's
the
OD on
mom and
Shawnee's.
the
Go ahead
baby.
and Evelyn hit him.
Go ahead,
first.
No, yeah, I know. I'm
If
just
your
saying though, the
mama-
fact
She
he
hit him
hit the
before my
mom and the
daughter
daughter, like that's
Okay, but
Good for
Go
him.
ahead.
His what?
if your mama
Good for him.
was a little hot back in the day, just a little bit, and you might have had a crush on this guy, but your mama got to him first, and then they done, would you?
No.
If I knew my
That's
mama
nasty.
did, no. And I don't think my mom would tell me like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I would.
Maybe
Evelyn
Evelyn
should've
never
told
let
Maybe
her
her
Evelyn
know
said,
that.
"Hey, he's
But
straight."
Shanice and Evelyn have had that sister relationship for the longest. So to me,
Because they're
it's-
close, like
yeah.
they're like 17 years apart.
Yeah. So to me, or I think 16. I think she had her at 16. But to me, I think it's almost like there's some people that have relationships like that with their parent, where it's like, I mean,
maybe
that
she
was
kept it
years
on the
ago.
low.
Yeah, probably on the low. But
It was probably
is.
shocked
They
when
got a
she-
beautiful
It
baby.
is a
I just
fact.
want Evelyn to address it. I guess I want her to address it if it's not true. But if it's true, girl,
She's
just
probably
keep
not gonna
keep
address
true.
it. I don't
she
think
probably
so.
won't.
It wouldn't change anything now.
It wouldn't change
Right.
nothing because
Just make him the goat.
Yeah, pretty much like godmother and daughter. But there's
And
niggas
they
out
both
here that
bad.
have godmother
Yeah.
and daughter.
It's
That's
a,
not
it's a lot of
foreign.
it's a lot of niggas. that
Yeah,
have
it's a
done
lot of niggas. It's not foreign that niggas got mother.
It's not like niggas wouldn't do it. It's just
exactly.
crazy.
Is
Would you do it,
the
Dave?
mother?
Yeah.
Your
Mama
100%.
bad.
Oh, 100%.
Right, like
100%.
they're not my family. Like,
I'm not,
Family now?
I'm not in the mix. Oh yeah, now.
I mean, I wouldn't want to
So
do
they
the
be
whole
involved.
kid thing, but just like hitting the mom and daughter, like
I don't think he actually meant to have a kid.
Yeah,
with her.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying,
You don't think
like,
so?
No,
I
I mean,
mean, dating? I thought
They were.
they were dating, but I don't think that he meant to have a kid with her. I think that he's 47 or something. I think that he's
Good for
really
him.
ready to settle down. I don't think he really wanted no more
You
new
think
kids.
he's ready to settle down?
I mean, settle like move on with life with his older kids. I don't think he really was looking for a newborn. I think it happened. He just was cool with it happening.
I don't
but
think
I don't
it's
think
his
he was
last
trying
child.
to get shot.
you said you don't think this is his last child.
No, the game is fine as hell, and he gets young girls all the time.
Yeah, but niggas
And we
older get
seen that-
young girls all the
All
time.
right, moving on.
You crazy.
He might not be done.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
But-
we
The
might-
criminal. So all of that to say, who is the real criminal in
The
this
real
situation?
criminal is both the game and Jennifer's husband, but the game
Game
doesn't
do his
have.
time.
He did,
He
but
had
no.
to-
He still hasn't paid that woman. He owes that woman his house. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
he
did
still-
see that.
He owes that woman his house, and he still ain't giving it up. So he
said,
still
"I
has
ain't
that
giving up
on his
off
head.
my house."
Come
It's
get it
a
in
sexual
blood.
assault. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
Wait, he got a
that.
sexual
didn't.
assault?
Yes, he
Yeah.
has a sexual assault case, and he
From
still
that
has
girl
not-
he dated on the show. He had a show like for the love of the game or some shit.
for something like that.
Yeah.
And she
How do
They
you
said-
just not give the house up? He shouldn't even be
he
able
was
to be in
he
the
was
house.
he
Because
owed
it
her
was ordered
75
I
million.
don't believe
It was some
Wasn't
money.
it like 75 mil?
I don't know how much.
I think it was 75 mil how much he owed her, and he basically was like, "Yeah, you're not getting that." So the case was on and on and on. He's been having this over his head for the longest. She never got her money. So now it's like, no, that's why. Well, I don't.
You know who else
think
don't
the
ever
game
get that
got
money?
75 mil?
Yeah.
I think he
Money
probably
come
got-
and go.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
dude.
that.
But,
Money come and
all
go.
The, all
He
the
got
money
assets.
that niggas got is
Yeah.
not on the internet. So you know that's some under the table money. But
Yeah, he probably got it in assets.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, an asset.
You know who else ain't never getting their money? Cardi B.
Anyway,
Tasha
Tasha
K.
Campbell is not ever giving that child that money, child.
How much he owe her?
Millions.
Millions. It's
Lord.
too much to talk about, child. All right, moving on. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about a little bit of sports or lack thereof. So I know that we looked at the NFL draft. Everything was anticipated. So let's just go ahead and jump into the Shadar Sanders situation and discuss how we feel about that. Because I was outraged as I was looking at the NFL draft, trying to figure out why the hell they did this to him, whether they were trying to make an example out of him and make an example of his dad, which is exactly what it looked like. And also my boyfriend was telling me, but exactly what it looked like. And, you know, Shador's supposed to go top 10. So for him to go 146 is insane, especially when the Bears, that's what he went to? Was it the Bears?
The Browns.
The Browns.
Sorry, okay. Well, especially when the
144, I think,
Browns were already looking for a quarterback and they had a easier pick to go way before 146 is kind of, it's the biggest slap in the face we've seen in years, especially but go ahead, Dave.
I think more than anything, this was more like business than anything. I feel like business and personal. Like, I feel like it was more than just like, oh, we looking for a quarterback. Like, he was very arrogant going into it.
Super.
And these are billionaire white men that you're dealing with.
So they're buck
They
breaking
already-
because they got the upper hand.
They're what?
They're buck breaking.
Buck breaking.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Because it said that they already have like beef with his dad.
Yeah.
So them having beef with his dad and then he doing all this with the chains, the way he was talking and stuff, it's kind of like, think about it outside of sports. That's their brand. So it's like, do I want to bring this to my brand? Do I want this attention and that negative, well, I don't want to say negative aura, but like, do I want all of that to come to my brand and possibly mess up our football season?
Wait, what was
There's-
he doing with the chains?
so-
and stuff?
Do you want to win?
So there's a few points on it, and it'll give both sides. So one, yes, you got to look at it outside of sports. He was going for a job interview. He's looking
Right.
for a job interview.
he
If
in
I
there
walk
talking
in,
crazy.
if I walk into a job interview today like I deserve to be there or it's already mine, that might rub some people the wrong way.
Right.
But at the same time, you want to be confident.
Yes.
So there's a real thin line in
Yeah.
sports, hip hop, culture, Instagram, all of this mixed in popular opinion. So that's playing back and forth. The other side of this is I just had a brain fart.
Take your time, brother.
He went 144, but at the same time, like, I lost it. I lost it.
It was on the road.
I know, I
was
lost
on a
it.
roll.
I understand that. I understand you go for a job interview or whatever, but I mean, like, this is not no corporate job.
But
interview.
y'all looking at it from an emotional side. Like at the end of the
Not
day,
necessarily.
because at the end of the day, this is
know what it is.
really
just-
no. But I'm
haven't
saying like
these
that
guys
is
been
you saying it's
cocky
not
before
corporate,
they
but
got
like these are big organizations.
But we can name other people who have gone into it with the same amount of confidence.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys have been confident before.
I don't think.
It
And
could be
knew they
all
were gonna
things
be
at
top
once.
10.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but it was.
It was more
This
so his
situation was
dad.
different.
There's
This
only a-
situation
there's
was
Because
only
of
a-
his
there's
dad.
what was
there's
different about it?
There's only a few people that you can name that quote unquote had that arrogant persona around them, but going into an interview room or going into the
That plays a
office
part.
is different.
Yeah.
I can be a ass on the football field all day, but I can put on a suit and walk in there,
Right.
shake your hand with a good grip, not wear a chain, maybe take my earrings off and play the part. If you're gonna do both, on
He
the
was
other end,
was going in there talking on some like, nah, y'all need me. Like he didn't say that,
Yeah.
but
He
that's
didn't say y'all need me.
Yeah,
he went
but-
in there saying who he would like to play for.
right. Which people do
we
that,
not?
but it's still a arrogance that came with it that not everybody coming
It's
because
like
you got to realize.
so crazy to
Hold
see
on.
people say like he needs to.
Hold
be
on,
a
let me
certain,
make
like,
this
humble.
point. I'm not saying that he
And
needs
this
because
is the
I
career.
like when people pop it. Like the baby saying he the hottest rapper in the world really gave me even more confidence to walk around the way I do.
Shout out to Baby.
I think really what it is like he comes from an already established family and presence. A lot of people coming to the NFL don't come from that. So like he said, when they go in that room and that shit at that table, they kind of like, yes, sir, I'm appreciative of this opportunity. He in there,
That's them because they are appreciative.
right?
of
But
the
I'm just saying. I mean, you kind of said it earlier. What'd you say, butt breaking or whatever?
It's bug breaking.
Yeah.
It's saying that you can't be. He doesn't need y'all.
Right, but that's
he
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
Need this to be
So
successful.
that's
He's
exactly
not
why
ass-kissing,
they did what they
and
did.
he's
So that's
not,
what I'm
but
saying.
a certain amount of humble. Like you can't humble me to the degree that you would humble somebody that comes from
You right,
Compton or whatever.
You are right, and I'm not saying
There's
that
nothing wrong with that.
I'm not saying that he has to.
Did he disrespect them? That's what I'm looking for.
going into an interview,
when you come in
going
here,
into
like-
an interview, possibly someone could feel
Right, because I'll give you this example.
Troy would be out there. if I
I'll give you this example. Me being Chef Dave, it could be a dude out there that got crazy motion, but he really want to work for me. If he come in here and he like just doing too much, it's like, hold on, bro. Like you coming to me for the job. Like still present yourself in the way that you want to work for me. Don't come in here talking too crazy. So I think that's what it ultimately boils down to. Like it's not that you got to be a certain level of humble. Like you are going to
be humble,
yeah,
clearly.
like you going to work for these people. So at the same time, like still present yourself like you're glad for the opportunity.
You
or
still
to
want the
be-
job.
I don't
Yeah.
see him as somebody who hasn't presented himself that he's good
Well,
or wants the opportunity and appreciative of the opportunity. So I think like a lot of this hearsay, like you wasn't in the room when he was
No, you're
doing
right.
this interview. I think it's so easy for these white men, billionaires, to
I'll
say,
give you one
"Oh, he
example.
wasn't
I
humble
agree.
enough for
I'll
me."
give you
agree.
one example. They played in the bowl game. I forgot who they played against. He wrote on Instagram or something, and he was like, "I'm wearing a special color because I already know where I'm going." And that was before the season's even over. He wore New York Giants cleats.
Oh yeah, I
back
remember
in
that.
December. That's very arrogant. So that's also saying, okay, New York, y'all need me. I'm coming to y'all, or y'all said y'all need me.
That's not manifesting.
Wait. And it's saying,
Right.
and it's really saying F the other 31 teams in the NFL.
It
now-
is saying that before.
I think
it's saying
he's just trying to
anything else.
manifest the opportunity he wants. But I get that. I
But
can see how that.
There's not a lot of people that are doing that early. Even if you know you're going to be the number one draft pick or who got it, you don't go, I can't
that's
remember.
back- that's
you don't
back-
see LeBron's son popping it like Shador popped it. Honestly,
I mean, that's two different-
I was trying to say he's not
But what I'm saying
Shout
is
out the LeBron.
no,
baby LeBron, but-
he absolutely. But what also we have to understand is the NFL is the owners' situation. The owners, the coaches hardly have anything to do, or even the players. When it comes to the NBA, the players have most control. So these white men behind these desks are the ones that's really trying to show, like, no, we got the power. Like, you think you got the power? No, we really got the power. We about to show you. And then on top of that, even with Deion Sanders, everyone knows that Deion Sanders has been coaching him his whole entire life. So they were also probably thinking like, damn, if we put him on this team, we're going to have to deal with Deion too. Not just as far as like his dad,
Right,
but just
that
as
is
far as
something.
like him coaching and him trying to have a say-so in what Shador does. So a lot of teams were not trying to like really deal
Like I said,
with
it's
that
a
too
brand
much.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
did we want to bring this to our brand and deal with that?
And I don't think it was
more
about
business.
I don't think it was about humbling him. I think it was about showing
Nah,
him.
it definitely
like,
was a little bit of
it
humbling.
definitely was a bit of humble, but I definitely think it was also one of those things where it was okay. You good, but let's be clear. Like we don't have to get you because it was a
There's gonna
time
be
where
another Shador next year.
Right.
and exactly.
I'm gonna be real. Like
But
I
that's
don't
the
think
case
he's
all
just
the
this most
time.
outstanding like quarterback for real. Like he's
Right.
good.
Cool, but we know that he deserved to go before 144.
We do know that, but that's the
Okay.
thing. He knew
So-
that too. We all do know that he meant to. He was supposed to go top 10. We all know that, but because he didn't, it shows like nobody else has the power but the people behind them books or behind that.
Hold on. So
They-
let
That's
me,
what
let
they
me,
want you to
I-
remember. So
Yes.
for the next NFL player, ex-NFL player's son that come up and think they want you to remember this.
I do,
Because
I
there's
do
nobody
have a
bigger.
question.
humbling.
I
No
do,
one's
It's okay
bigger
to
than the
say
program.
that.
I
That's the
do,
message
I
that
do
they
have
give
a,
us.
Right.
I do have a quick statement because it's like you say he was supposed to go top 10 or whatever, but
Predicted.
yeah, but I wonder is that just like a likeness thing or is that true talent of like nah he's
But that's not a him thing. That's a every year thing. Popular opinion. Caleb Williams last year, or I guess 2 years ago, same way. He's poster boy.
like what do you feel about him as a quarterback?
I think he's really good. I don't know if he should have been number 1 or 2 like he was popping his shit though, but he definitely.
That's one that
shouldn't.
paints his nails.
Yeah,
Caleb
yeah.
Williams is.
I don't think he should have been like. Well, Shador. I don't think he should have been 1 or 2, but he definitely shouldn't have been 144.
Right.
Yeah, for a
Like
fact.
that's a big difference in a lot of
Yeah.
people. So they definitely wanted to say nobody's bigger than the program. The thing about Shador that I don't like bigger than anything is if you're gonna humble me or you're gonna use me as an example, fine. But don't turn around. Since he's got drafted, he's had the #1 jersey sales. He is on every social media post. He is doing all that. So you're going to humble me and then humble me
And then
twice
make
again
money-
and make all
money
this
off
money
of
off of me. So hopefully Dion and them are having the same conversation. Like, all right, let them use us. Let them think they're using us.
No, you know they are.
In
Yeah,
a
but Deion
year,
acts stupid.
when this flips or a rookie
Because
contract.
when it come
is
time for him
4
to
years,
negotiate something, yeah.
so in 2029, when it's like Shador's been playing for the last 3 years, and he asked for $200 million like Deshaun Watson or something like that, and there's the time will come.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
only time can tell.
Don't ever forget it. Don't forget that phone call.
So it's gonna
Don't
be-
forget none of it.
Yeah, so
I won't. I'm gonna remind you when it's
It's gonna be a different situation next
tweet.
year to the point where it's like we might not see this an exact Shador. We might not see somebody walking around with a big ass chain. On
He
their
still
neck,
got
like-
money.
I feel like he's
sure.
kind of
Why
like
does my money, me having money,
But
bother
that's
so
I feel
many
like-
people?
That's the reason why most people go to the NFL. Why most people go to the NBA is because they know that that's gonna change their life.
So his off field endorsements for what he signed after he drafted was like $10 million. His contract for the next 4 years, which is not per year, but the next 4 years,
years.
is $4 million.
Exactly.
So like $1.1 million a
Exactly.
year. He's making that in a year.
I feel like he has dimmed himself a little bit though since that. Like
Well,
if you listen
Well, the
to the
humbling
comments,
has worked.
Well, no. I don't
you
think it's
listen
that.
to-
Like, it's now it's like I got to put my head down and show.
no, for sure,
Like,
that's
you
what it
can't
is.
keep
Like his
popping.
comments now is like I'm not worried about that. I'm focused on football. I'm focused.
Because I
on
got.
but they got to put them on.
He was trying to rap and stuff before, and now it's like nah, it's
God.
strictly football.
Well, moving on to speaking of Shador, let's talk about his
Teammate.
teammate Travis
I knew
Hunter.
where you were going.
You see, thank you. Okay, Travis Hunter. So there's been a lot of buzz about him. I think he was number 3 or something pick or whatever. Shout out to him. He's doing
boy
great
good.
things. And congratulations to Travis. He just got married not too long ago. I
his
think
wife
maybe a
is
week ago or
G-Wagon.
something. His wife that people do not know is black and white. She has a black mother and a white father. I've
Okay,
seen
she
her.
came out of black pussy. She's black.
She's
Wait, why
chocolate.
were
Her
we
mom.
emphasizing that people don't think she black?
No, people don't think she's
They
black.
don't.
People
They
think
just-
she's
they
white,
just, yeah,
and they're just so caught up
dragging
on
her.
her taking his money, blah blah blah. Which she could now because he didn't
She
sign a
damn sure
prenup.
could.
She did.
He didn't. He
Who
didn't bring a
knows?
prenup.
I love
Is
that
a-
for her
is a-
black ass.
Is a prenup public record? Like,
Yeah,
who knows what he did? Because Deion Sanders is his role model. Deion is famous for signing his prenup when he got divorced from his first wife and he couldn't get anything. Like, so there's no way.
I'm
I
sure-
don't think that Deion allowed him
Ain't
to do
put
this.
him on game.
Or like,
put him on game for
yeah,
sure.
there's no
I'm
way.
absolutely
Just like
positive
third
that Deion put him on game, but Travis is so in love with Liana. He been
he could have been like,
been
bruh,
said
nah,
on
I
his-
ain't worried about
He
that.
been
bruh."
said on his YouTube channel that he wasn't gonna get a prenup
But I
when
can
they were
pop all
already
that,
engaged.
and then when it comes out, he
And
just
so-
signed a $41 million contract.
Yeah, exactly. So we're all looking at him like, why the fuck you ain't get no prenup? But I don't
Ain't
think
no
he got a
telling where he getting
prenup.
off the field too.
Yeah,
That's why
we
I
don't
think,
know.
I
But
think no one ever going to know. I think unless a prenup is a public record, which I don't know, I think he
a lot
does
of
have
things that
one
deal with
back.
court
the
systems
back
and
end.
all that is a lot of times it is public record, but I don't know how far in depth you can go to go
look
find
at
out if
somebody's
it is.
stuff.
But I'm pretty sure somebody on his team
My faith
let
is in him
somebody
that he
know,
got
tip
it.
somebody off and say, yeah, that nigga didn't get no prenup. I'm pretty sure that and it was headline on something like some sports thing where it said no prenup for Travis Hunter and Liana, whatever her last name is. Well, now it's
Like,
Hunter.
stop.
So
Like, I get it.
It's like preying on
I
their
actually
downfall.
believe in prenups. But I'm just saying, like, really, is this any of our
you-
business?
none of this is actually our business.
how is it
That's
gonna
why
affect
we're-
Everything we're talking about is our business.
But I'm saying, like, how is that going to
good
affect
point.
you for real? Or
affect
or
him?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, us, like, diving into the fact that he does, like, it's like, good luck.
I think
pray
people,
to God.
people just
All
want the
you
best.
could wish
People
him.
just want the best for
People-
him. That's
yeah,
what
people
it boils
do.
down
People
to.
really
I don't
do
think
want the
that it's
best.
like people
But this
trying
is
to
you
make.
see
making him
time and
happy.
time
So
again
that's
of
what's
a
best for him
woman
right now.
taking
And we just gonna
everything.
pray that this is a young black couple that can sustain and make it through
And I
all the
don't think-
bullshit that they're gonna go through. That's
I
what
don't
we
think.
should be saying.
No, for sure. Like, and I don't think that people don't think like that. I think people just think of real life too. Like things
Yeah.
do happen. So just in case something was to
He has
happen,
no protection.
we just want to make sure that you was good. And right now, it don't look like you
It ain't-
good.
it ain't-
But
And
was
as a
she with him
community,
before the
They got
41
together-
million?
they got
Yes.
together when
So-
they
a
was-
lot of times they do, but they
Yeah,
don't
but I'm
last
just
when they get
saying.
that money.
it's just
But what I'm saying, like, she is with him shooting in the gym.
you see Will and Jada.
So
wait,
Will
wait,
and Jada
deserve
not together.
something.
Go ahead,
Wait,
Kiara.
So basically, saying she deserves something.
I'm saying,
because
like, yeah, she was there before.
Okay,
but maybe not everything that
no, she was there before. She was there before, but he was popping when they got together. Like they got together in 2000.
Like you probably knew he was going somewhere.
Yeah, she knew he was going somewhere. Like most of these white girls that get with these niggas in college, they be like, "Oh, we was been together since college." Yeah, well, you knew that nigga was about to go to the NBA or the NFL in college. That's why you sat
was
there
the
and
number
did
one
all
high
his
school
books.
prospect
Well, we know
in
some
Georgia.
people that went
all his
places and
papers.
didn't get far. So,
Well, absolutely.
now
But-
what's gonna happen?
But I think one thing, let me put it out there. We are happy for Travis regardless. We want him to be
I
a happy
am.
young black man regardless. We want him to be able to be successful. We want his marriage to last. If that's who you decide to be with, then that's who you decide to be with. And we pray that she has all the best intentions to be with him and not have to be in a situation where they divorce or something doesn't work out or blah, blah, blah. We don't want her to reach whatever stereotype people are trying to put on her. That is not what we're looking for at
Right.
all. We're people are definitely in the position where they've seen so many things happen in the past where women have literally done certain things for a check, specifically for a check, and nobody wants that to happen to him because they see how genuine he is.
Yeah.
They see that he loves his sport. He even said himself that for him to stop playing football, she would have to tell him like, you need to be done playing football. He said that. He said that in
That
order
she
for
would
him.
have to tell
Yeah,
him?
he would have to say like, I love football so much. If it comes a time where I need to stop, she's gonna have to tell me to chill out because I love it that much. He's been wanting to do it. That's his favorite fucking thing. I think he might love it more than her, honestly. So
Sure.
I think it's one of those things where we want the best for him, but it is one of those situations where we've seen so many things happen in the past where it's like, damn, like we don't want this to be another you. Like what Deion
There's
said,
gonna be black women like that.
because Pyler were trying to get Deion for sure, and I'm sure that traumatizes Deion to this day. It does because he doesn't even want to be in a picture with Pyler. So, like not even in the same
No, for
room with
real,
that
he
lady.
don't.
He hates that lady for sure, and that's the
hate him
mother of
too.
his kids. Well, to a degree, but she to a degree, but
can't hate
nonetheless,
Bron.
how would you say?
You can't hate Dion.
You really can't. But that's
We don't know what they experienced again, so she could. But these women be bitter.
They,
Speaking of
Nah.
bitter
not
women,
the black.
good job. For moving on to my next point,
Okay.
Anthony Edwards and his baby mom. We touched on it just a little bit, but
So we leaving the NFL. We going to the NBA.
well, we're in sports.
Okay.
Because that's all that I have for the NFL anyway. But speaking of bitter baby moms, to a degree, Anthony Edwards and his baby mama Aisha Howard, he found out that was actually his baby mama a few months ago or something or whatever, and he decided to try to put her in a position to get her child support all the way up front.
Right.
I don't know if she's already gotten it or if it's in motion or whatever. We don't know how that is, but the only thing that I want you guys to tell me as far as your opinion is concerned is how do you feel about him not being in her life at all? Do you feel like that's a bitch move, or do you feel like it's his decision because he already told her to have an abortion? Like, how do you guys feel about that?
I don't support niggas that don't take care of their kids. Like,
Taking
I feel
care of, like, being there, because financially,
Yeah,
she's taken care of.
I don't support like men not
Being in their child life.
child's
Okay.
life. Like you choosing to not be in your child's life is crazy. Like you don't have to
Especially
deal with the
after
girl,
seeing-
but like the
especially
child,
seeing-
that's crazy.
after
The child is
seeing your child-
innocent.
Yeah, like the child ain't got nothing to do with this, bro. You gotta take that to the chin. Like I told y'all he was gonna come in here with some food. Y'all know.
Focus.
T just walked in the building, guys. But yeah, because that's gonna be a part of the show anyway. But yeah, I think a man like choosing to not be in his child's life, that's weak. Like it's. You sent the money, you did what you did, but at the end of the day, bro, that's your child. So like, even as she grow up, what you gonna not talk to her, or what is she like?
Like
Daddy?
if she reach out to you, gone.
Yeah, like that's weird. If he do that, that's weird, bro. Like I rock with Ant. Like I really rock with him. But like if she's growing up and really want to be in his life, and he like nah, or like really want to stay away from her, bro, stay away from her mama. But the child, please don't do that.
Yeah. Because the child really don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah,
I think
bruh.
it sucks that you can see your dad, grow up and see your dad on TV and be like, her mom
crazy.
can say, that's your dad, but he never wanted nothing to do with you. That's
crazy.
imagine
That's
your
gonna
dad
hurt,
being
bro.
Michael Jordan.
All these
and
kids love you, but I can't love you. That like it's just that's crazy.
That
Don't be
hits. That
Yeah.
hits right there, Dave.
I definitely.
Give it up for the real fathers, man. We need
Right.
to take a moment.
I do think that you
All
a
the-
bitch ass nigga for that. At the same time, though. At the same time, it's like if he takes care of his responsibility financially, like he said he didn't want the kid. So as the woman, like I don't have nothing for you as long as you take care of your responsibility financially.
Would you have the kid?
No, I wouldn't. I don't believe in that. Like if a man say he don't want,
What if you didn't believe in abortions?
I just like that's what I'm saying. Like at this point in my life, I'm not getting an abortion. Probably like yeah, but
Because she is 38.
yeah.
She 38.
But now you got to take it on the chin. Like
she
you
have
are
to?
hurting your child by bringing her into this world, knowing this man don't want nothing to do with her. So you got to deal with that too. Like that's a weight on you. And then also, can I finish my thought, or you just want to jump in right now?
It was
But
just to what you
also, it's
said.
like I think like multiple things could be true. Like he a bitch ass nigga, and I feel like he's gonna regret that when he's older and sees like the effects of
Maybe
his
not.
action. I think he will, but I think that comes with maturity.
Yeah,
Right
'cause
now
he's
he
very
can't
immature.
see it. Yeah, he's immature. But at the same time, like
23.
you take care of responsibility. I don't got nothing for you. We ain't got to talk about shit. We ain't got nothing.
I got one for you.
Hold on, because I want to. I think
'Cause
it's
I made my
kind
bed.
of like.
I'm gonna lie in it.
Well, I just say I don't think it's fair to say like she's hurting a child by bringing her into the world just because he said he didn't want to do nothing. He don't want to be involved because at the end of the day, like that's still her blessing. Like God give you everything, so like.
But you still have to deal with the fact that you have to explain to your
she
child.
does have to deal with it, but I think it's unfair to say like she's hurting that child by still.
Yeah,
bringing
you're
her
not
into the
hurting
world.
the child. You
'cause,
still
like,
have a loving parent
not
that did
hurting?
want you.
it's
Is
not
that
her because, like I
hurting?
said, God. It's
May
a
not
like,
hurt the child. She may be like,
That little girl not gonna grow up and ask questions about why.
could,
Why
but-
does my friend have their
may have
mom
a
and dad? And I
stepdaddy.
don't?
You may have a stepdaddy one day
Right.
who love you, who's like your real dad, and you
It's not the
may
first
you know,
situation
want
that
your
this
No,
is
dad.
happening.
absolutely. I'm just saying, like, they're still going to be like they're famous people.
yeah, but
All of this
She
is
might
in
see her
the
daddy
media.
and be like, "Fuck that."
yeah, but like she said,
I got all of that, but all this is in the media. All the narratives, all the people's opinions, all the like. She's going to see it. It's not like no regular shit.
Yeah,
no,
like,
but like
older.
Kiera said,
you don't think
a
that's
man,
hurtful to a
No,
child?
but a man could come into her life and be a bomb stepdad to
I
her.
still am going to
hold
know.
on, hold on.
My father, biologically
No,
blood.
but listen to what
didn't
I'm
want-
saying. He could and that will bother her, right? Because
Right, that's it.
But what I'm saying,
All of that, I hope
it
she
could-
knows all the other stuff.
No, but
'cause she
what I'm
deserves
saying
it, 'cause
is,
she's
if
innocent.
a man comes in her life and loves her as his own, she could grow up and be like, yeah, my daddy wasn't there, but this man gave me that love to where like I feel and it doesn't bother me. Like she may just look
I've
at him
healed,
like.
meaning something.
But
has to be
everybody got to
healed.
heal in life from something, though.
Absolutely,
I'm
but
just
what
saying-
I'm saying is that's still a burden and a hurt that she has to deal with and face at some point in her life, like multiple.
Yeah,
things.
but I'm just saying
I
to
hope
say
she does have
to
a male
say
influence
that to
that loves
say
her
that
like her
it's.
father.
What did you say? You said it was hurt. What did you say? Her mom bringing her in the world is what? What did you say?
Like she's gonna have to deal with that hurt.
No,
that her
before
child
that you
has-
said something though. I think you said it's.
She's
mom's
hurting
fault.
the child by
Her
Yeah,
mom was
she's-
hurting the
Yeah,
child
I
by
just
bringing
think
her in.
that's an unfair statement. Because like I said, God could have felt like that girl needed this daughter for it. Like it's a reason that she had the daughter.
It's always a reason
Absolutely,
behind
yeah.
So, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I feel like that statement alone is just
Just the
like,
way
It wasn't
was
alone though.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
backed by a whole bunch of other shit too.
everything. I want to hear Greg's point. Go ahead.
Not a point. I was gonna throw a little wrench in it about the child support. Theoretically, he could have just solved a lot of problems for the next 18 years between the parenting relationship because at any time she's a newborn, he could be in that child's life. Now the aspect of her ever taking him to court, paying for child support is off the table. It's paid for. She's good. I could be a carefree father now in that girl's life. So he still has the ability to be involved, even though he said that before she was born. Now things could change.
In his emotions.
That's what I would want more than anything.
That would be a ideal thing.
Yeah, he still has a young ass mind. He's 23, so it's one of those things where your frontal lobe is still having to develop. So it's one of those things where when you technically, and we hope that it could come earlier than that. But if you hit 30, you might see like, damn, like I want to be with my kid. Like I want to be with all my kids.
True.
Yeah.
That's very true.
You just can't not claim this one. You can claim the other one you was in the hospital with.
now
You
you
can
How
trying
claim-
many does he have?
5
He
now,
has
I think,
4.
or-
4. I think it's 4.
Either she was the 4th or she was the 5th.
She was the 4th or the 5th, but I know he was in the hospital with his first girl, but the first
So
one
he
he
has
had in
relationship with
2023.
the first. If it's 5, he has relationship with the first 4.
But I think it's 4 because I know for a fact he was in the hospital with the first one. He had a girl in 2023. She posted it and said, "Yo, daddy was right here." She gave all the facts. She gave all the
That's
facts.
the
Yo,
one that
daddy was right here.
That was the one that
That's
was
the
during
shit
the
that you
show,
have to see
the
as a
Netflix
kid.
show.
Like, that's crazy.
Not
'Cause
yet.
He had a baby during the Netflix show.
No, that was his
No,
main girlfriend right now.
Yeah, she's
That's
who he's
that's-
trying to save face for.
That's Chief
right
Keith's
now.
baby mama, the one that he's with right now. But there's no face to
light-skinned
be
girl?
saved. Yeah, there's no face.
wow.
To
Wait,
be,
how many baby mamas Chief Keef got? Because the one
2
I'm
or 3
thinking-
out of 3, I think.
Was
No, 'cause
was
one that I'm
6'9",
thinking
right?
about, like
No.
she kind of.
She is light skinned, but he has 3 baby mamas. I think I'm not really sure what Chief Keef got going on. But I know that he has a daughter. Then he had a son, and then he had the girl. Then I think that's when either it was Aisha, and then his girlfriend's baby. That's why I think he has 4 because I think it was either Aisha and then his girlfriend.
We
had
could put
the
up a
baby, or
family
if it
tree
was
like
the
they do
other
for
one.
Nick Cannon.
Or like they did for what's that
Gotta be.
Talik, the one that plays football.
Tyreek
golf?
Hill.
Yeah. Oh, child, that was hopeful.
He has a baby with. They share a baby mama too.
Who?
Anthony.
Hill?
No.
She's just saying
I was
the
just
whole
saying like we could put
dynamic.
up a whole thing like Nick Cannon and Talik.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a whole thing going on. It's ridiculous.
Nonetheless, we do hope that he can get into
We
his
do.
child's life and just mature a little bit. That would be the ideal situation. But just like you said, like she's gonna know that but he was in the room when the other one was born. He wanted to be in their lives.
Yeah, and it's like,
Right.
how you gonna choose all 3 of these but not the 4th one? Like, nigga, you the one that busted in all
It's
of
the
them.
baby
Be a
mama.
5th.
That's why.
And a 6th.
Yeah, you're not
What's
done.
his
You're
track
only
record?
23. You.
It got to be Aisha that he just don't want to deal with.
That's why I
it's
said
definitely Aisha. So just deal with your child. You
But
don't
she
gotta
didn't-
deal with her.
what I was
question. I have a question. Did she didn't accept the money up front though? She said no.
She was trying not to, but I think the court is going to grant him.
Really?
that. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. Because if he wants
the
to pay,
court's doing it.
I think it's 1 point something million,
like
or
they
it might be
shouldn't?
something.
Not that I'm surprised that they would, because I mean he could be worth more. You know, courts get paid from that shit
Well,
too.
I
So.
don't
They probably prorated it into.
We don't even know how much it was or is. We don't know. We don't know
Yeah.
the amount yet or whatever. Because I'm over here. Yeah,
You said he could just deal with the child without dealing with the mother?
I didn't say that.
Oh,
Did
great.
somebody say
No,
that?
you did just say that just
I-
now.
oh.
You was, I mean, I kind of agree, but it's hard too.
I was
Dave
about to say,
said
can
that.
somebody explain that? How you
No,
do that?
I don't think I
But we
said
were saying
that. I
like
think,
it's to try to deal. I mean, it's hard too.
You was
We're just
saying-
saying.
At a certain
Possible.
age, you could,
Well,
but
I was-
obviously,
Right,
while
at a
they're a
certain
baby
age.
and a kid, you got to deal with the mom.
I think
But
I
I'm
was saying
saying
more along the
dealing
lines
with
of.
her in the courtroom, like
Yeah,
they've already
that-
did
yeah,
that now.
that.
Like so that's done. She can't take him for more
We-
child
we
support
say
or
that-
something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we say that along the lines of like still be in your child's life. Just try to keep it cordial with the mom. Like try to do as less as you can with the mom,
With
but
the
still be
mom,
present
yeah.
for the child. Instead of not dealing with the child at all, like still be there for the child and her mom try to keep it as minimal as possible.
Because the court has already facilitated their
No,
situation.
he don't want to be in the child's life at all. And I'm saying I think that's crazy. So
did he
that's why
sign
we
the
say
birth
like
certificate?
if anything, because he probably just don't want to deal with the girl.
So on the flip though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it also crazy like if she don't let him be involved? Like at some point, like if he want, like say he has a change of heart and wants to be involved, and she like on some shit like.
And she could feel like that.
But is that also
Nah,
crazy
he
though
should not
to
feel
not
like
let the father?
I'm not gonna say that
Little
it's
father
because
that said he didn't want shit to do with my
I'm
daughter.
saying, but you can't change. You can't change. You can't grow.
only like I feel like
But that don't
some
mean I gotta
moms.
change when you change.
I feel
But
like
I'm
some
saying,
moms will
don't
look
that
at the
make-
situation
at that
like
point,
I'm
don't
gonna
it
take
make
my
you as crazy
child.
as it made me.
Absolutely.
Doesn't it make what?
At the point where I'm willing to be in the child's life and you don't want me to be in the child's life, like you make it hard for me to be in the child's life, doesn't at that point it make you as crazy as it made me?
Not really.
No.
It could make me protective because at any point you show that you could change your mind, and then you have another baby or whatever, something come up, and now you're ready to push me and my daughter back to the side again.
Yeah, like, what if he
But
come
I
in the
think that
picture?
happens
Choose
a
to walk
lot.
in and out of
like
your
that's
child life.
literally baby mama daddy drama. That be it. That
Like,
be
he come in the picture, be present for a year, then he drop
Right,
back
and
out.
then and now I
I'm
got to
having
deal with
like,
the fallout of you changing your mind once
Now,
again.
now
like,
you
no.
dealing with the child's emotions of like, dang, my daddy came after 10 years,
Where he
and then he
go,
gone
mommy?
again.
But isn't that what you signed up for when you decided to have a baby he didn't want? So it's just like
also
that's what
if
I'm
you
talking about.
decided
Like,
to
we
let
got
him be in the
accountability
life.
here or not?
also true.
If she don't decide to let him be in the life, then no, you ain't got to sign
But
up for that.
how are you
take
going
that
to bring
money and
a
you move
child
on.
in this world and decide for the child that your father can't be in your life?
Bitches
Like,
do it every day.
I'm saying,
That
but
don't
that's
make it
not
right,
right.
though.
No, I didn't say it was right, but bitches do it every day. Let's not act like they don't.
But it's not.
They
That
make
don't
it
make it
too
right,
hard.
though.
No, I would never
Okay.
say it's okay.
Nah,
I
women,
never said that.
women definitely do.
But
make
they do it every
hard.
fucking
even just
day.
on the regular of like men just being there in general.
Every day.
Women make it hard in general, which it shouldn't be like that. We're just kind of discussing the
women.
situation that
Right.
he presented. Where what if he changed his mind and she decides not to let the kid deal with him? Is she crazy?
I think an opportunity needs to be. And now, if it's a consistent thing where he's falling in and out, in and out, in and out, then I can see you putting your guard up. Like, you're not going to continue to hurt my child, whatever. But you got to give the opportunity.
Give him a chance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all agree to that. Like, if he decides to change his mind, I think he should have an opportunity. But how she handles that opportunity is solely up to her because she.
How
a
you
lot
handle
of there's
this.
a lot
Yeah,
of
like,
emotions already.
I
attached
want
to
to
that.
ease into it. Like, let me do a test run and see how you handle it, and then we can go from there. Because, like I said, he could come in for a year and then just drop off, and now that could hurt even more.
As long as you
But I'm
know,
always
you know what
pushing
I'm
for the
saying?
father.
I feel like you guys just give him a chance. That's all.
Nah,
I'm
for
saying.
sure.
A lot of women.
And
out here.
also, like, I mean, does that mean that their relationship kind of get better? Because you're not about to just be disrespecting me and, like, saying fuck me, but also let me see.
Sometimes that parent
That don't have nothing
relationship
to do with
don't
my
get
kid.
better, man.
That's what I'm saying. If it don't get
you hope
better,
it do.
what's the real reality of her saying, okay, yeah, you can
Right.
have your daughter. And
Right.
you
The good-
don't
These
fuck with
women.
me at all. Like, we don't fuck with each
The
other.
good part is that she's a lot older than him, so there could be a chance that she realizes that when
Yeah.
he
She's
does,
more mature.
she's
But
more- she's more-
sometimes these women.
Yeah.
But
don't
she
know-
sounds like, when she actually speaks, she sounds like she's more.
See, I haven't really
mature.
heard.
I haven't either.
I don't know.
It's enough to listen to.
How
We pray
many
for
more
the
baby
children.
mamas
We
and
pray
daddies
for the
do we got to
children.
talk about? Go ahead, Aisha.
Well, I was gonna go ahead and move on because the last topic I was gonna just go ahead and touch on, which is the kind of a big but not too big, but I'm actually gonna let Greg kind of speak on it a little bit more about this whole streamer university.
Streaming University.
Greg gave us a nice, good synopsis in the car, so I want him to explain exactly what streaming university is.
So for the people that don't know, Kai Cenat, big stream, probably the biggest, one of the biggest streamers in the world at this point. At some point, he had the idea to kind of give back in some fashion, be able to reach back to some of the up and coming podcasters, streamers, YouTubers, and put them in the same room as the top 1% in the industry. So he came up with the idea. A lot of schools reached out and had proposals for him. They ended up doing it at University of Akron, where he had the top streamers act as professors. The up and coming were students where they can learn, have fun, co-mingle, mix and mingle. So you guys have probably seen some of the clickbaits and little storylines there. Some of the big headlines were DDG, Ben the Don, India Love, Duke Dennis, just to name a few in the
What's
year.
that dude, Jay? What's his
Cinco?
name?
Oh yeah, Jay was there. Funny Mike, Funny Marco, or
I was about to say, I only know Funny Marco.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
Funny
so
Marco.
out of touch with the streamers.
yeah. So
I ain't even seen the clickbait.
yeah, there was some good moments there. Headline, if you guys know DDG,
He definitely held it down.
he held
Another
it down.
baby daddy.
I became a DDG fan from Streaming University, honestly.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I'm a fan.
Just from the clips that I saw, like I rock with DDG
I've
more
been a
after
DDG
seeing it.
fan.
And I'll
just gotta-
stop you from saying criminal
Hollywood.
because his are all alleged what happened with him and.
I never said I wasn't
Yeah, I didn't
gonna
know
call
if he was
DDG
gonna get thrown into the
criminal. I was
criminal
gonna.
alert.
He's a
right
baby
there.
daddy.
He's a baby daddy.
For sure. Come into
and-
my crib. What problem I'm not there is crazy. Come on, baby
I
daddy.
can actually separate him from his streaming and what he does online versus his relationship with Hallie because those are two different things, and he doesn't necessarily bring well, I mean, I'm not gonna say he doesn't bring it to the streaming
Yeah, he does.
because there definitely was he definitely was on there. But I will say that was his career before Halle. So it's one of those things where that's how you make your money. I can't be mad at how you make your money and stuff. How that happens. So I definitely
Especially when you making money. He made more money from that than rapping.
for sure that nigga nobody.
I think it's really. I think.
I heard his little EP was
Yeah.
good though. Not Lil. I'm sorry.
I think the upcoming of this industry is actually more sustainable than I think I originally thought. Because watching them just this last weekend, how they create content on the fly, it doesn't have to have a lot of thought going into it. It's like, hey, people want to see us joke, laugh, and how we can piggyback that up, whether that's a trend, whether that's a movement, whether that's a clothing line, whether that's this. How can we put our face in front of the world? And it's like, touch.
Content creating is no easy hoe.
it's not.
I tried my best several hundred times, and I know Bodé definitely has. But it's so much. It's so time consuming and setting that camera up. And
But
then,
I also think that goes into you
got a question
actually
for you.
setting up a stage and overthinking it, whereas they are literally just being themselves.
Doing
and
it.
just
Yeah.
Just
So
turn
that's
it. They're just
due
turning
to
the camera on.
personality.
Like
Yeah.
the same way you have your phone set up. They're just. That's how it started for most of them. Like, let me just keep streaming.
but even with Castanet, like his personality is so huge. It's like people can sit back and watch him for hours as much
Now.
as he be. Yeah, well,
Now.
yeah. But he was on YouTube before, so all of this stuff was edited before. Versus Twitch is just ongoing and just continuous recording or just continuous stuff. Just keep going and recording and stuff like that. Versus being able to kind of click this and click that and edit this and take this out and put this and put all those things together. So
Yeah, I mean, everything starts off with like this harsh critique on like that ain't gonna last, blah blah blah. Like reality TV started off that way, and now like look at it. Like
Yeah.
the YouTube channels, they started off as like, why do you watch YouTube? And like
Yeah,
big thing now.
TV.
Yeah,
It's funny. I think YouTube came out in 2006, and I think it's crazy
Yeah.
to see what it's become now. But it's.
Right.
I think the Streamers University is a good opportunity for the people that are up there and the people that are up and coming and stuff like that, because you don't
My
hear no
bad.
stuff like that.
I won't be
Who
on
would have
it.
thought? And then you told me earlier about people trying to buy it.
Yeah, so I think you could put it in the same category as the Pop the Balloon. How she just sold and she's
which
an
is
executive.
whack on Netflix.
Yeah, but
Whack.
the thing I learned today is she still owns
Yeah.
the YouTube channel that she
Yeah.
can create.
And she's an executive producer.
Yeah, so
producer
she's
on the
dipping
one
and
on
dabbling.
Netflix.
So
Yeah.
the same thing Kai said, a lot of people reached out to him, Amazon, Netflix, the Hulus, to put it more reality TV. And as of right now, it seems like he's going to keep it for the culture.
Yeah.
As he should.
And so hopefully it continues to grow and go back. But what was your thought or your question?
After now that it's done, like what was your overall thoughts on the whole streaming university?
That they do a good job just keeping the cameras rolling. Like, cause I've never sat there and watched somebody stream for 6 hours, 10 hours,
Crazy.
whatever. They do enough. They do enough where you can, again, like that clickbait. So I might watch a 2-minute video and feel like I just watched their stream for the last 2 days. So I think DDG said it best. He was like, when y'all leave here, make sure you go stream all day, every day. And for those that are in that life, it's hard for them, but that's their life. Because all I need is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes from DDG, 10 minutes from Ben or Kai.
Dennis.
And now I feel like I didn't watch the whole movie of somebody's
yeah.
life and I'm laughing and enjoying it. So
Yeah,
I think they
because
did a
that'd be
big
me.
one.
If I get clips on TikTok, I'm good. I'm like, I know everything that's going on.
Well, and they eating off of that too, right?
Yeah,
so they
hell
get
yeah.
paid off of TikTok, the YouTube, the streaming.
But some of those
The bag.
things that I put on TikTok or stuff have been from other people that have watched the streams.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it depends if this is coming from their page. But I think overall the whole thing is kind of like, it's kind of dope. Like you don't really hear about stuff like that, especially someone renting out a whole college for
Right.
streamers.
No,
and
that's
stuff to go
dope.
to. That's
Like,
dope
that's
as hell.
crazy.
And for them to be black is like another step above.
And that's why I'm like, he
Black
shouldn't
to be
sell
black.
it.
yeah, definitely don't want to sell it.
So I didn't actually watch it. I just watched the clips, of course. I think what I was looking at is with the streaming university, I hope the people that pulled up like actually gained some real knowledge while they were there. Like I saw the dude agent, he was like really putting people on game. But like if you look at a lot of the courses, it was kind of like just a whole bunch of bull. So I was just like, I hope they ain't just bring them out there just to kick it. Like I hope they was really able to
Yeah.
like leave like, yo, this is how I can expand my brand, which I'm sure they do got some.
So I
knowledge.
watched a few people, some of the bigger name guys. I know some of the younger ones probably did it too, but they did like a recap and said, hey, this is what I actually learned behind all the jokes and
really?
stuff. The big thing that Agent talked about is they call them the streaming houses.
Yeah,
So
I did see
essentially,
that, yeah.
essentially, Kai just made at the university just a big streaming house where,
'Cause DDG said he gonna do one.
yep, your friends or your coworkers in the same space, the same way we come together and potluck thoughts and stuff, have somewhere a space that you can nonstop do it. Don't put the camera down. So I think that was the biggest thing because I heard a few people say that. So just never stop working. That's what I think they graduated and learned that from Streamer U.
Child, if my child want to be a streamer and got a camera in the house all day, I would just scream.
No, if they were making money, be all right with it. But guys, we had a full episode full of tea. Period. I hope you guys enjoy what we had. We had a guest today, Greg. We did not get to introduce him, but thank you so much for coming and joining us. Anybody's final thoughts before we wrap this up?
As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in to the hottest podcast in the world, VoiceIt Podcast, the new black media.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, it was Mississippi Tea today. So thanks so much, guys. We will catch y'all next time.
Thank you.